this channel. It's going to be Mousesports versus Epsilon. As you can see, first map is Cobblestone. That's chosen by Epsilon. Mousesports starting on CT side. Second map, that's going to be Mirage, chosen by Mousesports. Let's see, I believe, yeah, indeed, Epsilon are going to start on CT side on that one. Third and final map, if we get that far, will be Overpass. I didn't get to see third map on the first game. Hoping that I get to see it on this one instead. Sonny opening up nicely with the initial frag gun. T-Sack. Rups finds one on Robin.
Bomb has been planted.
Cosmin chiming in as well. Chris J goes down. Smuya, UKCS back in action. Cosmin finding Rups and Smuya with the final kill on Oscar. Epsilon picking up a fairly easy pistol. Securing the bomb plant on A. Getting all the frags as well. For the second round, Mousesports on a force buy with 2 Deagles, 2 CZ75s. Chris J buying a bit of utility and sticking to the USP. Wondering if it's because he's saving, not really, just doesn't have any more money. Rather play the sort of a support role with a bit of utility instead of the upgraded pistol. Epsilon taking their sweet time at the start of this round. Taking it nice and slow. Surreal. One of the 2 UK players on Epsilon. Already in drop zone. Surreal finds the kill on Rups. Through the smoke, a bit of damage dealt towards Robin. Surreal has taken some damage as well. Stiko up close on the left-hand side. Oscar goes for the aggression. He finds the kill around the corner. Surreal goes down. Stiko, good position, finds the double. Low on HP and finally will get taken down by Smuya. But Smuya is left alone. Watson on 1-on-2. Or rather, Watson on 1-on-3. Now on 1-on-2. Close towards the side. Smuya, good reaction on Oscar. Doesn't have the time, unfortunately. Will get the kill, but it's a bit too late. Sonny hiding just like he's supposed to. Sitting tight behind the rock, also known as Dwayne Johnson. Ducking down. He is a big guy. There's a lot of man to hide behind. A lot of rock to hide behind, I suppose. Mousesports picking up the round on time. Epsilon gonna go for a force buy with Smuya still on the AK-47 from the previous round. Mousesports this time around with the double scout setup. Oscar, he finds the first. Quick trade coming in. Cosmin goes aggressive with the CZ75. He needs to be careful now. Taking damage from multiple angles. Robin chiming in with his scout. Sonny falls. 3-on-3. Rups, double. With this swag daddy, Surreal, left alone, 1-on-3. Makes it into a 1-on-1 situation. Definitely doable. Still needs to find the bomb. Chris J taking his sweet time, patiently waiting. The timing is not in his favor. Surreal slowly making his way back towards the site. Chris J looking for a better weapon. Not gonna find it just yet. Surreal going for the bomb plant. Chris J will hear it. I was thinking for a second he might have thought it was B, but no, Surreal with a 1-on-3 clutch. Surreal deciding not to pick up the FAMAS. I guess he was trying to locate the AK-47, which I actually think it was right next to the FAMAS. I think I saw it there for a second. Either way, force buy victory from Epsilon after a force buy victory from Mousesports. Back and forth, off to a close start. Mousesports, obviously with another force buy. Eagle on Sunny. Peter 50 on Steeko. Chris J again with only the USP. Oscar with a CZ75. Rups with a FAMAS. Sunny makes his way back towards the APC. Takes a good amount of damage from the nade. The molly burns him a bit, and Surreal will do the trick with the AK-47. He gets a double. Oscar and Rups, they find one each. Back to a 3-on-3 situation with Cosmin low on HP, and so is Rups. Rups out of the equation. Chris J and Steeko, they answer back. Smuya left alone. One of the absolute greatest players in UKCS currently. Up against Steeko and Chris J, but Chris J is too much for even Smuya. Chris J with a double kill for the round. Only a USP to work with. Finding that FAMAS helps him out as well. Mousesports, again, force buy victory. Back and forth it goes. Another force buy for Epsilon. Juggling around with the AK-47s. I believe it was Robin and Smuya dropping one each for T-Sac and Cosmin. I'm a bit curious as to why Smuya is not playing with the AK-47. I suppose he was one of the only players who actually could afford one. So rather than playing it with without the armor, would rather throw it to one of his mates. Oscar, nice tap work over towards Robin. Finds the second. Beautiful headshots from Oscar. Gets the third as well. T-Sac does find Sunny. Smuya chiming in with one towards Oscar. But they're both low. They're both even lower now. T-Sac down towards just 20 HP. 30 in total for the two players. Smuya is sitting on 7. They go for the boost. Oh, that's a nice shot on Chris J. But Rups answers back. Two players surviving from Mousesports. And that's a bit of a blunder. Rups threw one of the AKs, which meant that he didn't get to pick up a secondary or another weapon is what I'm trying to say. He only managed to hold on to the P250. And Steeko saving the Bison. This time around, Epsilon deciding to go for an eco rather than another force buy. Steeko, Chris J, Sunny, everyone chiming in. Oscar as well. Sunny with a final kill. Everyone getting a kill except for Rups. Getting left out of the equation this time around. And Mousesports picking up another round on the ball. Making it 4-2. Epsilon finally with enough money strings together a good buy for this one. AK-47s all around. Decent amount of utility as well. Oscar. Decent flick through the door. Deals a good amount of damage on Robin. Takes him down to just about 30. Still Bison in play for Mousesports. Surreal rushes in towards the side, finds the frag on Stiko. Chris J from the back of side with the Kobe. Smooya takes care of Chris J. Oscar moving in closer. Trying for the kill through the smoke, can't seem to connect. Decent amount of damage dealt towards T-Sack, Robin and Smooya. Robin takes care of Rups though, and Cosmin on the side. He finds one more, that's a double. Epsilon back in the mix, 4-3. Good thing here for Mousesports is that they managed to secure at least somewhat of a decent economy in the last, or in their 4 rounds, which means that it's gonna be a pretty good buy here for Mousesports. Oscar playing with the AWP. M4 on Chris J and Rups. Sonny on a FAMAS. UMP on Stiko. Sonny up close towards Matrix. Does find one on Surreal, but Robin with a quick trade. If I'm not completely mistaken, Robin was celebrating his birthday yesterday by playing here in the IEM Katowice 2018 European Close Qualifier. Congratulations to Robin getting this far on his birthday. It is the lower bracket. Whoever loses this game will be out of the qualifier. Whoever wins this game will go through to the next round of the lower bracket and fight for the final 2 spots at the main event and start March. Good reaction from Smooya. Beautiful flick before he even goes for the scope. Oscar goes down. Rups close towards middle, finds the kill on T-Sack. 3-on-2 favoring Mousesports, and Chris J moving in for the flank towards Smooya. Cosmin pushing from middle. Trying to find his way up close towards the side. Chris J still on the back of side, picking up the AWP.
No, we should stay forward a bit.
Up close towards the side as mentioned, low on HP. Needs to be careful for the flank. Finds the frag, reacts, but not in time. Stiko takes him down. 5-3. Another 4 spy for Epsilon. 2 AKs, 2 Galil. A Mac 10 on Surreal. Seems like they want to go for something fast. I wanted to say something quickly to you guys, but I'll save that for a little bit later. As Epsilon goes for the fast aggression in towards the B-bomb site. T-Sack finds one, looking for even more. Chris J still over by Chicken. He's incredibly low, and finally he will go down. Oscar missing his opportunity with the AWP. T-Sack with a double. Smooya and T-Sack up against Sonny. Sonny up close towards Titanic with a Max 7 in hand. Smooya goes for the peek. He needs to check this angle and will do exactly that. Epsilon back on the scoreboard, 5-4. And very quickly, before we get too far into the nitty-gritty of this game, I want to extend my thanks, my sincerest thanks to all of you guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. I've seen a lot of you guys hitting the follow button here on Twitch. I appreciate that more than you know. And to those of you who've already followed me on Twitter, thank you so much as well. To the rest of you, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can type !support in the chat, and a few links will pop up. You know how it is. I gotta go a bit sellout and promote myself a little bit covering these matches. Been a long day yesterday, just about 10 hours. We're back at it today. Surreal with the initial. A force buy from Mousesports, a full force indeed. T-Sack and Surreal. Surreal with the double T-Sack with one of his own. It's now up to Sunny and Oscar to see if they can salvage anything for this round. Sunny will find one on Smooya. Should be able to pick up the AK-47. Will do exactly that. See if he can fall back to safety and hold on to it for the upcoming round. Should be able to do exactly that, but another round on the board for Epsilon. Coming up shortly. It's going to be tied up at 5. Already a good start to the game. I think I've said that already, but I must admit I'm very happy to see these games be as close as they are. I'm all for close games. I hate 16-1s, 16-0s, and 16-5s and stuff like that. I'm all about watching as much Counter-Strike as possible. And I know the people who put money on these games, they're not necessarily the same. I'm sorry to break it to you. I don't really care. I just want to watch Counter-Strike. I hope you guys enjoy watching these games as well. They've been incredibly close. One of the closest games we had yesterday was Gambit versus Navi, where Gambit took the victory 2-1. First map was 16-13, second map 22-19, I believe. Third and final map was 16-14. First game of today we had Heroic versus Gambit. Close first map, went into overtime. Heroic took the victory on that. 19-15. Second map was fairly close as well. Heroic managed to edge it out. Now a bit of a tactical pause in this one. I can only suspect it's from Mousesports at this point. Considering that Sonny managed to hold on to the AK-47, they could be considering going for a force buy here, especially as Oscar got dropped the CZ-75. But I think an eco would be the best option for Mousesports. Put Sonny in a position where he actually has the potential of saving the AK-47. Potentially put him at the window towards drop zone and go for a B stack. We do have the match unpaused. We are heading back into it. Sonny's gonna be playing behind the site on B with his AK-47. Oscar the sole defender towards A. It is a 4-man stack over towards B for this one. Smooya and Cosmin should be a fairly easy round here for Epsilon, all things considered. Stico, that's a nice shot with the USP. Cosmin goes down, picks up the AK-47. If they can hold on to these 2 AK-47s for the upcoming round, if they just stick together, that might not be half bad. But considering it's a 3-on-4, they might actually be considering, going for the aggression and potentially finding a frag or 2. Rups in connector, Stico and Chris J over towards B. Chris J finds the kill on Surreal, now a 3-on-3. Seems like a bunch of you guys saying that the name spelled T-Sac is actually pronounced Chuck. Can I get some confirmation? You guys obviously know more about this than I do. I can't keep track of every single player's name, especially when it's pronounced different from what it's written. But obviously I'm trying to get it right for the most part. You have a bit of a pause. It's called by Mouse as Rub's timed out. Should be back shortly. Yeah, not much confirmation from chat. Mostly trolls. It's alright. It's alright. We'll figure it out some other way. 6-5 for Epsilon. Back and forth it goes. Right from the get-go of the game. I thought I was gonna be clever and look up his real name and just call him by that, but his real name is Konstantinos. That's gonna be tough to to say every time I mention his name. Mousesports for this round with the AK-47 saved from the previous and money as well. They have enough for a full buy. Smooya decides to go for the aggression out towards Matrix. He gets taken down by Sunny. Smooya with the AWP lost it. In danger. Ricochet dealing a lot of damage on Surreal. Follow-up nade, not gonna hit the mark. Surreal falling back just far enough so he doesn't take too much damage from the nade. One-man advantage for Mousesports at this point, and almost two as Surreal is incredibly low on HP. Does have the AK-47 though, and that's one shot to the head. I'll look at Sunny's position, going for that early flank. Makes it a bit harder for Epsilon to be fruitful as they approach towards this site. Chris J finds one. Stiko gets two. Oscar with one of his own. And Mousesports pick up the round, equalizing the scoreline yet again at 6. There will be enough money for a pretty solid buy here for Epsilon. They are going to be lacking a bit of utility, but that shouldn't be that big of a deal. Zach and Smooya taking a bit of damage early into the round. Shots through the smokes. Does the trick. Robin gonna make his way back towards his teammates. Already 2 players in drop zone. Real watching for the window. Smooya trying to find an angle out towards the site with the AWP. Chris J decides to go for the aggression. In the meantime, Smooya, he finds the frag on Stiko. Chris J needs to be careful. Gonna get pushed by 3 players. Finds the first, but Cosmin with a trade. Smooya getting caught out by the smoke. Oscar and Sonny in good positions, and Rups on the flank in towards drop from Connector finds the last two. The two UK players will fall. Securing another round for Mousesports, 7-6. And Epsilon now going to be on the back foot for this round, and they should definitely go for more or less a full eco. Save as much money as possible for the upcoming, seeing as that will be the final round of the first half. Sonny finds the opening frag. Should be a fairly easy round here for Mousesports, all things considered. Up against an ecoing opponent. Surreal. Just managed to find the frag on Sonny. Trying for the peak. I'm not entirely sure why we're stuck on Sonny. Rups gets the double. T-Sank now left alone in a 1-on-4. I realize we've got a lot of you guys saying your way of pronouncing his name, but I can't seem to find anyone agreeing on how it's supposed to be pronounced, so we'll stick with T-Sack right now. That's the way he wrote it. Up close towards middle and danger. Trying to pick up the AK-47, will find it. But Krish Day shuts him down, securing the 8th round for Mousesports. 4 players staying alive. Doesn't really matter too much this late into the game, going into the final round of the first half. Money doesn't matter too much anymore. Epsilon will have enough money though for the full buy. They're lacking a bit of utility, but Smooya with the AWP. Sonny went for the boost. That could be fruitful. That's Rups. Now on the flank. Robin pushing in towards the side. Finds the initial Stiko. Trades out with Surreal, but T-Sack moving in as well. Stiko and Krishe goes down. As mentioned, Rups on the quick flank. Needs to be careful here. Robin goes for the peek with the AK-47. Rups in a good position, finds the kill on Robin. Should know that Cosmin is somewhat close as well. Oscar in the meantime, he finds the kill on Smooya. Cosmin takes care of Rups. Oscar left alone, AWP in hand. Finds the frag on Cosmin, but low on HP. T-Sack up close towards the side. Oscar, one shot should do the trick. T-Sack secures the final round for Epsilon. 8-7. Couldn't be much closer. Gonna have a short break as the players get ready for the second half. And now it seems like more of you guys are turning towards the pronunciation of Chuck. I'll try and keep that in mind. How about that? 8-7 for Mousesports. You know, if Smooya calls him T-Sack, why shouldn't I be able to? I'll try and keep it in mind, and I want to step on any toes of any of the Greek viewers out there. I'll try and keep it in mind and then call him Chuck from now on. Chuck with the kit and the smoke for this one. Opens up nicely. Surreal chiming in. Robin as well. What happened? That round barely got started before it ended. Epsilon shutting it down. 8-8. Some a good opportunity to secure a bit of a lead here in the Early stages of the second half. Lining up the flashbang out towards middle. Chris J finding a good kill on Smooya in danger. Chuck peeking out towards middle from danger. Takes care of Stiko. But Oscar with a quick trade. Looking pretty good for Mousesports in this force buy. With the Deagles, they seem to be working out just fine. Yet another kill on the Deagle. Oscar finds Surreal. Robin and Cosme now going to be left alone. 2-on-4 situation. Not for long though. Oscar, he's not done yet. He gets the triple. Cosme finally taking care of Robs and Oscar. 1-on-2 situation, looking for even more, looking for the kill towards Chris J and Sunny. Both sitting right under the balcony. It will be Chris J with the Eagle. Mousesports picking up the force fire victory. (9-8). We saw the first half. It was force by victory on force by victory. Back and forth. Let's see if we can simulate that in the second half as well. Not a good start for Chuck. Goes down to Oscar. Smooya does manage to find one on the Deagle. Gets the second. Chris J falls. Stiko, but Smooya is not done yet. That's the triple. Stiko is low on HP. He goes down to Robin. And now final player is Sunny. Indeed, back and forth. The Deagles are too strong. Surreal looking for one with the Deagle as well. Sunny left alone in a 1-on-3 as mentioned. Does find one on Robin. Still looking for more, but Surreal will shut him down. The UK players chiming together. Smooya with the triple Deagle kills for the round. Surreal with the final. 9-9 force by victory. And that's not me trying to imitate or to... What's that word I'm looking for? It's not me trying... Whatever. Forget the joke. It's dead. 9-9, not German 9, the letter, the number. I'll stop right now. Oscar, nice headshot on Smooya. Again, good opening frag for the force buying team. I'll just stick to casting instead of trying to tell jokes. It doesn't seem to work out. Sunny goes down to Chuck. Quick trade coming in from Oscar. Oscar with the double. Stiko takes a good amount of damage. Chris J moving up close towards the side. Robin falls. Cosmin with the trade, but he's low on HP. Surreal making his way up close towards the door. Oscar takes care of Cosmin. Surreal left alone close towards the door. Rob shuts him down. A good force buy for Mousesports. AK-47. They do... Well, they do the trick, so to speak. A tactical pause by Epsilon. It makes sense. They don't have that much money to work with. As you can see, Smooya and Robin sitting at or just below 1,500. The rest of the team just above 2,000. They're more than likely going to go for the force buy. At least Smooya decided already to go for the force buy. 10-9. Mousesports now in the lead. It's like they were for most part in the first half. Not a complete force buy here for Epsilon. Seems like they haven't quite decided just yet. Two players, Cosmin and Surreal, saving a bit of money. But the rest of the team forcing up completely. Chuck, the Scouts. Peter 50 on Cosmin and Robin. Deagle on Smuya and Surreal. Good opening frag from Chuck. Stiko answers back with a scout of his own. But Robin and Surreal, they find one each. Cosmin takes care of Sunny. What's happening? The force buy victories. What's going on? I don't even know what this is anymore. It just seems like no one can seem to string 2 rounds together without one of them being a force buy. This is strange. 10-10, Mousesports now on the back foot and now on a force buy of their own. But it doesn't matter if they have a force buy or a full buy. This is anyone's game, that's for sure. Sunny takes a tiny bit of early damage. Chuck peeks out towards Matrix. Initially finds the angle towards Oscar and deals good amount of damage. Goes down to just 11 HP. I'm now switching the AK-47. Chris J will take that gladly. I know for a fact that there's gonna be a slight war between two of my moderators on this one. Ruby, the man, the myth, the legend, who's Polish and UK. He's more than likely gonna be cheering for Smuya and Surreal in this one. Whereas Wanna See Me is probably the biggest Mousesports fan I've ever known. Back and forth it goes. Decent attempt from Mousesports. They managed to get 2 kills, almost the third on Robin. But Epsilon finally stringing 2 rounds together. Mousesports this time around not going for the force buy, even though they've been pretty fruitful for them this far. Deciding to go for pistol upgrades, and that's gonna be it. Smuya up close and personal does manage to find 2. Chuck chiming in with the AK-47. He gets 3 of his own. Fairly clean round here for Epsilon. The only player to lose his life was Smuya. He was the only player on an SMG as well. Got a bit of money for that buy. And still got plenty of money for the AWP in this one. Plenty of utility behind it as well. Even goes for the upgraded pistol, because why not? 12-10. Epsilon indeed, as someone said in the chat, underrated. I'll get behind that train. You got an empty seat? Count me in. Robin with an 8. Rups takes tons of damage. Already down to roughly 20 HP. Bit of a slow start to the round here for Mousesports. Flashbang out towards middle. I'm wondering how far that flashbang reach. Not far enough to blind Chuck, who's sitting up close. Real patiently waiting behind the smoke. Chuck still sitting up close towards middle. It's gonna be a B execute from Mousesports. Smooya completely blinded, finds one, gets the second, gets the third. Looking for even more, but Oscar will finally shut him down. Quick reactions on the trigger from Smooya. Make UKCS great again. Smooya definitely doing his to carry the load. 13-10. Epsilon looking to take the victory on their own map pick. Yes, it is their map pick. Had to think about that for a second. Next up will be Mirage, chosen by Mousesports, but first we need to find a winner of this one. Cosmin through the smoke, he finds one, gets the second as well, and the third. Robin chiming in. It's gonna be all on Stico. He's at 75, not much he can do, so Real shuts him down. 14-10, Epsilon looking strong as ever. Oscar now with the AWP. The rest of Mousesports on AK-47s. We are still with the ult for Epsilon. Oscar goes for the aggression, and this time around he's a bit quicker on the trigger. Smooya will fall. Stico goes for the aggression, finds the kill on shot. Robin almost getting saved by his opponent's smoke on top of the molly. Cosmin does manage to find the kill on Sonny, but quick on the flank, it's going to be Rups. Final player Surreal, he's now on the flank, and they should know, considering Rups' position. He's holding off from Connector. Should realize that either Surreal is holding on to his M4 at this point, or he's coming for the flank. Surreal just trying to hold on to the M4, potentially waiting for an exit frag. Even that could be tough. Indeed, Oscar shuts him down. Mousesports finally back on the scoreboard. 11 rounds for Mousesport. Epsilon still in the lead. They just need 2 more to close this one out. 1 to secure overtime is a bare minimum. Mousesports, they got 1. They still need 5 rounds in a row if they want to win this one in regulation. Some around Smooya taking another angle from danger towards middle. Deco going straight for the aggression up towards the A-bomb site. Actually rushing in towards Connector. That could be an issue, but Cosmin, beautiful stuff, gets the double. Deco finds one, looking for even more. Should be able to find one more. Will do exactly that. Robin goes down. Stico, you guys thought he was out of the equation. He gets the quad kill. 2 HP. Looking for the ace. He wants it. But it's gonna be Oscar taking care of Smuya. Stiko with the quad. Smuya goes down. I don't know why I keep trying with the jokes. I need to stop. 14 to 12. 4 more consecutive rounds for Mousesports. Will secure the victory in regulation. Stiko to the rescue in that previous round. Very slow start to the round here for Mousesports. Trying to open up over towards A for the time being. Patiently waiting for an opportunity to arise. Stiko finds the opening as Smuya goes for the aggression towards middle. Still up close towards middle, it's Chuck. Finds one on Stiko. Chris J takes care of Robin. Chuck goes down to Rubs. 4 on 2, favoring Mousesports. Oh, Sonny finds the angle on Cosmin. And now it's going to be all on Surreal. He's falling back, trying to hold on to the UMP. Another round on the board for Mousesports. This is not over yet. Every single player chiming into this round for Mousesports, except for Oscar, the only one not getting a frag so far. Surreal, as mentioned, just trying to hold on to the UMP, sitting above drop, and this should be a somewhat safe position. Indeed it was. Economy is broken for Epsilon. They should definitely consider going for 1 eco. 1 eco should be enough for Epsilon to get a good solid buy in the upcoming round. Going for a bit of a stack and sending Surreal over towards the B bomb site to fight off alone. Early into the round, it seems like Mousesports want to focus the B bomb site. Got 4 players over close. The bomb is dropped in B halls as well. Again, a slow start to the round for Mousesports. And against an echoing opponent, probably one of the smarter choices they can make. But they are deciding to go for the B sites. And again, there's only one defender on B. That's Surreal with the UMP and a decent amount of utility. But he is all alone. The rest of the team, they're gonna move into position and try and get anything out of the round. Try and hurt Mousesports' economy. Potentially getting a frag or 2. Oscar finds the initial on Surreal. Sonny takes care of Chuck. Smuya trying to hold on to the UMP. Trying to get some exit frags, potentially. Robin already in good position. Smuya goes down. Robin does manage to find one, but Chris J with quick trade. Another round on the board for Mousesports. And we're all tied up yet again. 14-14. Still anyone's game. I've been... I guess Gaben has shone upon me. I've been very lucky with the games I've covered for the IEM Close Qualifier. For Katowice 2018. Droob is gonna hate me for that one. I butcher the Katowice name all the time. I'm trying, okay? But as I said, I've been very lucky with getting close games here on this channel. And this one is no exception. Chuck with the double. Robin finds one on Sunny. Already a 2-on-4 situation favoring Epsilon this time around. Oscar in good position with the AWP. The flash doesn't face him at all. Cosmin from the back of sight. Oscar left alone. Still 50 seconds on the clock. We're 45 now. So got plenty of time to work with. Down to just 40 HP. Good reaction on the trigger. Finds the frag on Cosmin. Smuya in good position with his AWP. Patient waiting for Oscar to go aggressive. But it will be surreal to shut him out. 15-14. Epsilon sitting on map point. Mousesports still plenty of money for a full buy. Final round of regulation. Will Epsilon secure the victory on their own map pick? Or will Mousesports take us into overtime? Robin finds the initial on Stiko. Gets the double as well. Sunny falls. Good positioning here by Surreal. Cosmin as well, boosted up to the tree, and Epsilon takes the victory on Cobble over Mousesports 16-14. All rounds getting played